You're listening to Tavern Sports Radio Network.
Show me the money! Show me the money!
Show me the money. Welcome to the 65th episode of Show Me the Money, brought to you by Tavern Sports. We got another short crew here today, just me and Josh. Holidays are always a weird time for everybody, for us.
Yeah, holidays, man. I mean, and Parker's back tonight, and Tyler's on his way to my place right now, but he's not going to get here till like 9 o'clock, and it's too big of a slate we'd be recording until like 11.
Yep,
if
agreed.
not like midnight. So,
and if we record until 11, then I'm up editing until 2 a.m. So I will not be doing that. But let's hop into it quick. I'm not sure why everybody else is missing exactly, but let's hop into it quick.
John just doesn't know ball. Let's put that on tape.
I'll let you tell him that one. Let's take a quick look at our lock of the week standings the last couple of weeks here. Parker still in the lead here at 10-6. He actually lost last week, if I'm correct. Is that right, Josh?
Oh, I don't know.
I think he was. I'm pretty
remember.
sure he was 10-5 last week, but that could be incorrect. Because I thought I was a couple of games behind him.
We had a lot of winners last week.
We sure did.
We did have a lot of winners. We didn't go perfect like we did earlier this year. We had quite a few winners.
Clark took home a W. He is 9-6, so he's a game back from Parker. I am 9. Or sorry, Clark is 9-7. I'm 9-6. So I'm kind of right with those guys. John 8-7. Cole is 8-8. Josh 8-8, and then Tyler. That dude, of course he fucking jinxed Army. We knew he was gonna fucking do that shit.
Hey, my over hit. That's like that's the second over in the last 10 years, man.
Yeah, your over did hit, and I could not believe that over hit. And well done on you, Clark.
I bet it off Army. I bet it off. I was like, Army's gonna get there, not Navy.
Clark and I both thought that you were gonna be the one to fudge that bet, and shocker, it was Tyler. We should have known.
Hot take, hidden nose ball. Some are saying.
Some
are saying.
Well, let's take a quick look into our NCAA football. It's bowl week. If you missed it last
season,
week,
baby.
Yeah, it's bowl season. If you missed
it's a bunch
last
of really
week,
bad bowls.
If you missed it last week, Travis Hunter did win the Heisman. I don't think that there was any sort of surprise with that one.
I mean, they got it wrong, in my opinion.
You can say that. I think
when a running
right.
back has the only reason Boise is in the playoffs is because of Ashton, the second or third best running back season ever, versus a guy who statistically, I mean, I know they gave it to him as an athlete, but like statistically as a wide receiver was a middling wide receiver.
That's fair.
Well, I think he had 4 picks. I mean, that's not nothing. But when you have Genty's season is going to be talked about forever, especially if he can break the record, because he's not very far behind Barry now.
For sure.
I don't know. I
Well,
get it, but I don't like it.
Well, Josh, you don't have to worry about it anymore because we're going to go into our bowl games for this end of the football season. That's so sad to start thinking about. But
we still got 2 weeks. We're fine.
Yeah, we still got a couple of weeks. Let's take a quick look at the bowl games we got going. We have Ohio, the University of Ohio, not Ohio State, University of Ohio.
OH.
Headed to face Jacksonville State. They play tomorrow. I guess as you're listening to this podcast, they'll play at 11 a.m. today. So
I'm honestly trying to figure out if I'm going to pass through Tennessee before then.
I already bet on this game. Although I think my line was 5 points, so 4.5 is definitely a lot more tempting. I'm going to take Ohio in this one.
Yeah, this is a hard one. I mean, Jacksonville State is the better team statistically in basically every category. I mean, Ohio's defense is the truth. Being in the MAC, their defense is the truth. but Jacksonville State lost Rich Rod. Rich Rod going home to West Virginia. If anybody missed that, like good ups to Rich Rod. Happy he can do that. So this Jacksonville State team, I mean, they're also the Gamecocks. Fun fact for you. They made me money a couple weeks ago, but so did these Bobcats. It really just comes down to, do they get that new coach boost or not? And also with these lower tiered D1 teams, who's in the portal and who's not, I have no clue. I'll go with the team that still has their coach. I'll go Ohio. Probably look to buy a point or two. Probably not very favorable to do so, but
I mean, if you're going to parlay it, I think it is.
if you're going to parlay it, 100% buy a point or two.
If you're just single betting it, I personally I like it at 4.5. I think that's a pretty fair line. Of course, you'd like it down at 3 or 2.5, but
you get 3.5 for 136 or 2.5 for 174. You could, if you want to flip 0, you can get 1.5 at 215. Not the worst. You get plus 1.5. It's not awful. I mean, I wouldn't bet it, but
yeah, let me stay with Ohio minus 4.5 here. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, as I've done all year, I'll buy a point. Give me Ohio minus 3.5.
What about Tulane and Florida, Josh? Florida a 10.5 point favorite. However, Tulane was interesting this year.
Yeah. As much as I don't know anything about the last two teams, I know less about these two teams.
You mean you didn't watch Florida football this year?
I watched a little bit. I watched more Florida than I did Tulane, actually. I'm not a big Tulane guy. Like, it's not Michael Pratt last year. He was fun to watch. I watched him. Tajay Spears a few years ago, but like there was nothing about this current year's Tulane team that really drew me into anything. 10.5 is so many. This feels like a hook getter. This is also Friday at 2:30. I don't know if you mentioned that. Give me Tulane with the hook. Two comparable teams. Tulane's arguably statistically a little better. But Florida also plays in the SEC. So Tulane plus 10.5. I think they get them with the hook.
I like that. I like Tulane with the hook here. I agree that these are two comparable teams. I think Florida struggled against really a large majority of major teams this year, which tells me that in an important game when I'm sure guys are transferring out, that's probably less favorable for them. I would stick with Tulane to cover this 10-point spread.
Well, again, don't quote me on it because I have no clue. But I actually think Florida's managed to rally their guys and are going to keep a lot of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I think Lagway is kind of the main driving factor there. If Lagway hit the portal, I think you'd see a mass exodus.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen that news anywhere. So
fair enough. Well, let's head into our next game. I know we were both on Tulane on that one. But let's head into the next one. Coastal Carolina versus UTSA. You must know something about these games because I don't know anything about these teams.
Oh, I mean, I got stats for you if you want stats, but I didn't watch a single snap of either of these teams. We need Tyler here, dude. Tyler's our fucking weed boy, you know?
I know.
This is now we're into Monday. We're skipping the weekend. We're into Monday. At 11 a.m. Central Time, baby.
What a weird fucking game.
Looking at stats. This would be a lot of points. What's the total on this?
You're asking the wrong guy, man.
55.5?
This one doesn't pop up on any of my books.
55.5 with two teams that just don't play defense. Pretty hot. I kind of like that over a little bit. Not gonna lie to you. Oh, 10.5, so many. So many.
Yeah. Oh man.
Give me UTSA. I'm gonna buy a point. Don't really have any. I'm not gonna. The reason we're doing everything is because it's fun. It's bowl season. I will not be betting this, but I will take UTSA minus 9.5 for the funsies of it.
I'll fight you on it. Give me Coastal Carolina. Only two guys on the podcast. I'm gonna fight you on something at least.
Fair enough. Well, I bet you we've watched one of these next teams though.
Damn straight we have. In fact, NIU right there was one of the biggest games of the year. Northern Illinois takes on Fresno State. Fresno State, a 2.5-point underdog. Now,
notably, bowl season, all the bowls get played in warm weather except for, I believe, one.
that sounds
the
right.
one that doesn't?
The Pinstripe Bowl?
No, I don't even know what that bowl is.
That's the New York Yankee Stadium one.
Oh. Well, no, this is the Idaho Potato Bowl.
Oh God.
Don't do that to Idaho and their potatoes.
I'll tell you where I'm going either way. NIU is not a great team. I understand they beat Notre Dame at the beginning of the year. That was the big game. They're toast the rest of the year. Give me Fresno State.
What if I told you the total on this game was 40.5?
Over. Fresno State is putting up 40.5 against Northern Illinois.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Northern Illinois has the number one third down defense in the country this year. Don't know if you know that. They have the fourth total defense in the country. They have the sixth passing defense, the 16th rushing defense. Do you want to change your pick is what I'm asking?
Nah.
Nah? Okay.
Nah.
Well, Fresno State, a lot of their numbers are in the hundreds on offense. So I'm going to take NIU. I'd probably even buy, or I would honestly probably sell a few points. Like NIU minus 6.5. Don't know what that is, but catch me in my local sports book on Monday at 1 p.m. buying a couple points on this.
Well, let's head into our next game, Josh. We have the.
You're scratching.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it was scratching.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what you did.
Sorry. I think it was my microphone. I messing with it.
I
Anyway,
can get NIU minus 6.5 at plus 138.
minus 6.5 at plus 138. Gross. No.
I'm telling you, NIU is going to smack the fuck out of Fresno State in that game.
Yeah, I don't agree with you.
Trust.
We'll see what happens. Next game we have is USF versus San Jose State. San Jose State, a 3.5-point favorite. Yet again, Josh, I didn't watch a single one of these teams play.
Oh, you watched South Florida play.
Not a single time this year.
They played a couple SEC schools. You definitely watched.
I have not watched them play a single time this year.
Hater. Massive hater.
I don't hate them. I haven't watched them play a single time. I work on the weekends as well as during the weekday. I'm a busy guy.
We all know you don't work.
I'm about to work a whole lot more. I'll work on that booty hole of yours.
Hey, yo. This is a family program, dude. Chill out. What's the spread on this? I don't have the rundown open.
2.5, Fresno State underdog. Or I'm sorry, San Jose State favorite 3.5. I'm looking at the wrong game.
San Jose State's 3.5-point favorite.
That kind
of makes sense.
Give me San Jose State.
Yeah, give me San Jose State. They got the fourth best passing offense in the country, going up against the dead last passing defense in the country. What's the total here? 60.5?
That's a lot of points.
That's so many, but I bet you this game goes over still. Yeah. So squad ride, San Jose State. Nice, dude.
Agreed. Next game, we have Pittsburgh, or Pitt, as some would say, versus Toledo.
Look, I'll let you call it Pittsburgh. I will not let you call it California ever again. I would have roasted you so hard if I was here. I would have bullied you into submission, dude.
Hey, that was my lack last night, and it hit. So
I don't give a fuck what it was.
When they're good is when I will call them Cal. But when you
no, you actually lost UNLV. Just so you know.
I know, that's what I mean. That was the game, UNLV versus Cal.
Yeah, I know.
So, anyway, Pittsburgh versus Toledo. Toledo is 6.5-point underdog. I don't know much about either one of these teams.
You
However,
watched Pittsburgh.
I know the quality of Pittsburgh is higher than Toledo. I didn't watch them a single time though.
Well, the spread would tell you that. I mean, Pitt's
Yeah.
a touchdown favorite here.
So give me Pittsburgh. I actually think that it should be maybe closer to 8.5, 9.5 points.
Yeah, Pitt plays in the ACC, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so Pitt just plays better opponents all year. Um, they're on a 5-game losing streak, though. Wild. Great time to right the ship, boys, against the Toledo Zips. No, it's Akron Zips.
Yeah, Mud Hens, I think, right?
They're the Mud Hens?
I
No.
believe so.
I thought that was Delaware.
Pretty sure it's the Toledo Mud Hens. Maybe I'm thinking of a baseball team, but
That is a baseball team.
am I thinking of the minor league team?
Yeah, you're thinking of a minor league team right now, dude. I end up on, I don't know. They're the Rockets. I mean, considering there's a rocket in their logo, I probably could have deduced that, but yeah, they're the Toledo Rockets. Give me Pitt minus the 6.5, I guess.
Me too.
I'm not excited about this one, but
All right. Well, let's head into our next game. We only got a couple more of these weird college games. This one, I actually know a little bit about the teams. We got Rutgers versus Kansas State. Is this the Pop-Tart Bowl this year?
don't ask.
I
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have a list.
That might be Iowa State. I think that might actually be Iowa State. Rutgers
hang on.
versus Kansas State. Kansas State 6.5-point favorites. This is playing all the way on next Thursday. So when you're listening to this podcast, almost a full week from this date.
Yeah, just trying to, because we're not going to have another show by then with the holidays. So just trying to be
Correct.
all encompassing.
Correct. Rutgers or Kansas State? Weird one.
I got a pick here if you need a minute.
Yeah, I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, Kansas State came on strong at the end of the year. They looked like the Kansas State that they should have been all year. I mean, Kansas State should have been fighting at the top of the Big 12. After a rough start, they finished the season 8-4. So I'm gonna go with Kansas State here. Not super excited about it, especially because they're not great ATS. They're 4-8 ATS. I just remember we had a bunch of picks from Tyler. I bet you he picked this game, and I bet you he picked Rutgers because he's a Scarlet Knight guy.
I don't know why he's always had a crush on them, but you're
They
right.
won him a bunch of money last year. Is
Okay.
why. He did not pick this game.
They were good last year. However, they're not as good this year. I think that's why I also would lean Kansas State. It definitely helps that they're the hot team right now. So give me Kansas State minus 6.5 here.
Alrighty. One more. This is a game I'm excited about. You might not be. I'm very excited about this last one.
I never watched either one of these teams all year.
Oh, I watched so much of both of these teams.
You're disgusting.
You can bring us in, or you want me to do it? I don't care.
Oh, I can bring us in quick. We got Arkansas State versus Bowling Green. Bowling Green 6.5-point favorites. Josh, why is it you watched either one of these teams this year?
I took Bowling Green plus 28.5 or some shit like that against Penn State early in the year
Okay.
on a die slow, and they were up in the fourth quarter with like 8 minutes left or something like that. It was electric. So that game did not leave my TV. I was hammered by the end of it. And I won a good amount of money on Arkansas State this year too. Just two teams that won me money this year, and that's why I love seeing this. Two exciting teams. I mean, Arkansas State throws that ball across the entire fucking field, man. They're fun to watch. Their quarterback's fun to watch. Just like Arkansas, the state of Arkansas had two very fun football teams this year. Very, very fun football teams this year. That being said, Bowling Green is just head and shoulders better than Arkansas State. They're going to put belt to ass. I don't know where he finished. I know he finished top 3. Their tight end, top 3 in receiving yards in the country, not for a tight end in the
Really?
entire country. Yeah, and he did not win the season award for tight ends. I don't even think he was in the top 5, and people are pissed.
Hmm.
He
Interesting.
had one of the best seasons as a tight end ever.
So you mentioned that you were going to take Bowling Green on this one.
Yeah, take Bowling Green here. They're just the better team. This game will be on at wherever I'm at. It'll be on. I promise.
If you have this game on Thursday night while there is NFL football, you
It's
have
just the
a
Bears.
problem.
The Bears are gonna fucking lose anyway.
You have a problem.
I don't have a problem. The Bears are gonna fucking lose. Why would I watch the Bears lose and let them ruin my Christmas spirit when I watch two of my favorite group of 5 teams?
Because whether you watch the Bears or not, they're going to ruin your Christmas spirit.
No, they're not. Liar. Okay, I'll amend what I said. I'll only not have this game on if I end up in the stands at Soldier Field. That is the only way. And even then, might have it on my phone.
Well, let's head into our college football playoff games here then, Josh. These ones are teams that everybody
Are you gonna have
should
some
watched.
opinions on these ones?
I should have some more opinions on
I
these
hope.
ones.
One man in it right now.
Dude, I'm sorry. You put a bunch of games. I've never seen these teams.
I didn't see a lot of them. To be fair, Tyler was supposed to be here.
Well, let's
mean,
start it
people
off
blame
with
him.
a Big Ten team that I know, Indiana. Who would have thought that? But hey,
Fighting Signettis, man.
they win games. They
And
win
he wins games. Google
He
him.
wins games. We got Indiana facing off against Notre Dame. That's Notre Dame. This game's being played in South Bend.
I mean, yeah, in-state rivalry.
Yeah, it's an in-state rivalry. It's supposed to be 31 degrees,
And this is Friday. This is the only one on Friday. So
and it's supposed to snow, Josh.
let it snow, let it snow, let it
So
snow.
that over/under is set at 52.5. Notre Dame is a 7.5 point favorite. Where are you going with this one? Because I think I know where I am with it, but I'm curious to hear you.
So I want to hear yours, but I'll say this first. 52.5 is fucking wild. Yes, you have the number 2 and the number 3 scoring offenses in the country. You also have the number 6 scoring defense and the number 7 scoring defense. The number 6 and the number 3 scoring defense. The number 7 and number 3 total defense. The number 1 rushing defense. The number 44 rushing defense. The number 13 passing defense. And the number 3 passing defense.
So you're on.
This is going to be a Midwest just fucking slugfest, dude. And if it snows, forget about it. I'm on the under. Hammer that shit. Not bad football. Everyone considers taking the under wanting bad football. This is going to be a great game. This is going to be such a good game. It's going to be the game the state of Indiana deserves to watch. But it's not going to be a high-scoring game.
I totally agree. I'm right there with you on the under. I'm right there with you on Indiana to cover on this game.
So I didn't say that. Didn't say that, brother. But if this game goes under, the fighting Sigs are going to be there. And you know what? I might have me a Sig if they win.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far personally, but I am going to ride Indiana. So
yeah, man. I mean, maybe this is a little bit of a we just want it more, like
yeah.
Indiana, there's bulletin board material out there. I mean, Sig straight out said, if we were a Michigan, if we were a Wisconsin, a Penn State, we'd be hosting. But since we're little Indiana, we ain't hosting. And maybe not, hosting this game, but they would have. He feels they would have been in over Ohio State, which resume-wise,
let's not get carried away.
But I'm assuming he's talking about Ohio State just because Ohio State's 6. Because they're not passing anybody else.
Yeah.
But
well, let's head into our next game. Another Big Ten team in here, Josh. You have SMU taking on Penn State. Penn State 8.5 point favorites.
Did you on
Now,
that last one? Did you say a flat 7? Because Indiana has the hook. I don't know if you mentioned that.
I do see the Indiana 7.5 on yours. On my sports book it's 7 right now, which sucks. But
I'll let you have the hook. I'll let you
yeah,
have the hook.
I'll take 7.5, but I would also take 7. So do with that what you will. But Penn State 8.5 point favorites against SMU. I think Penn State will win this game, but I don't like 8.5 at all. At all. That's a lot of points against a team that you mentioned earlier struggled against Bowling Green. And they've struggled really against every other team that they've played, I felt like this year. So I gotta go with I think I gotta go with SMU to cover.
I wish I could go with you. Everyone knows I hate Drew Allard.
Yeah.
That's not a question. And he even knows he's a bum because he's staying in college one more year. Because he knows he ain't getting fucking drafted because he's ass. SMU is 8-5 ATS, 7-3 last 10 ATS. Penn State 6-7 ATS, 4-6 last 10 ATS because Drew Aller can't cover. Remember that Drew Aller can't cover. But we also saw what happens to SMU when they play a good team. When they played Clemson in the conference championship game, yes, they came back. Yes, they came back and they made that game close. I can't really explain why that happened. Maybe Clemson took their foot off the gas a little bit when they got up 21 in the first quarter. Maybe SMU figured it out a little bit. That's not going to happen in Penn State. Penn State's going to put their foot on your throat and snuff the life out of you. Would I love SMU to beat Penn State? Yes. Yes. I'd love that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I think we would all love that. Unfortunately, I think you're right. I don't think it's quite going to happen.
So as much as I hate to say it, you're going to have to give me Penn State minus the 8.5. Can I buy 2 points? Buying 2 points takes to 160. If you're going to parlay it, buy the 2 points.
Yeah, agreed.
If you're going to straight bet it, just be a man and take the 8.5.
Have some marbles.
Yeah, or I mean, you could take 7.5 at 125, maybe. Like if you're worried about like an 8-point win, I guess. But and I don't think this game ends up close. Honestly, I think it's Penn State by 2 touchdowns. Realistically.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I think that's definitely a possibility. I think it's more of just I trust SMU to cover more only because I trust Penn State not to cover, is what I should say.
Listen, like I said, I would love for Penn State to lose. I'd love to shit on Penn State right now. But I've watched one SMU game and they went down 21-0.
Yeah.
And they fought back. I'm not saying they didn't. Penn State's not going to let you.
True.
If you go down 21-0, the game will be over.
Yeah. Well, let's move into our third college football playoff game. We have Clemson.
Sorry, timeout. Also worth mentioning, because we didn't mention this, these are all true home games for these home teams. So it's a Notre Dame home game. SMU out of Dallas is going into Happy Valley, Pennsylvania. Which,
true.
What's the weather on that? What's the weather going to be like?
I hadn't thought about that aspect of it, and that might
it's going to be in the
change
20s.
My answer over the next.
It's going to be in the 20s.
Oof. Yeah,
that's midday. That's in the middle of the day.
I'm gonna take my word back. I'm gonna go Penn State to cover because I didn't even think about that being in Penn State.
Yeah. So this next one will be in Austin.
Okay. Well, let's head into Clemson at Texas. So as Josh just mentioned, this one's gonna be in Austin, Texas. 11.5 point spread.
Yeah, haters of the 12-team format are feasting on this shit.
Yeah.
Or at least the way it is now, like, oh, you're letting conference championships in, you're getting fucking cupcakes, da 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 da. Fuck you. If you want your team in, Alabama fans looking at you, fucking don't lose to bad teams. Don't lose to Oklahoma. Don't get smacked in the fucking mouth by Oklahoma. Womp womp.
Well, I can tell you where I am. On this game, I think I got to be on Clemson 12 or 11 and a half. That's where I'm comfortable with. I know Texas is going to win this game, and ultimately, I wouldn't be surprised if they covered. But Clemson's a good football team. I would like to see them cover. That's where I would put my money.
It's so many points. Have I mentioned that today about how some of these are just so many points?
Just a couple of times.
So many points.
Yeah.
And like some are saying Quinn Ewers not great. Some are saying he's not going to enter the draft. Some are saying he's going to have to transfer because it's Arch's time. Some are saying not me. Not me. I'm not saying Quinn's good, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying what everyone else is saying.
So what are you saying, Josh?
I'm saying I don't want to make a pick here. Because I got no fucking clue. I think Texas with a coach with championship pedigree from Alabama, they have the better team, obviously, because you have an 11.5 point points going your way, or going the other way, and you're at home. A lot of bulletin board material for old Quinn. Kind of sounds like Quinn's going to drop 50 on Clemson's head, don't it?
No, you're out of your fucking mind.
Isaiah Bond, just fuck around a little bit. I don't know. Give me Texas. I'm going to buy a point, though, probably, if I had to guess. It's 11.5 a lot. Alternate spread. Tejas. I'm going to buy 2 points. You get to 9.5 minus 156. Not bad.
It's actually pretty good considering you're going down 2 points to
and getting through 10. Through 10. Yeah, I would take Texas. Minus the 9.5. Buying a couple points. I wouldn't be surprised if this moved 1 point either way, honestly. Fucking who knows, dude? I don't know. Not me, that's for sure.
Well, let's take a look at our last college football game of the day. We have Tennessee versus Ohio State. Ohio State, 7.5 point favorites.
Some of the funniest shit ever has been happening because of this game. Have you heard about some of the stuff happening?
I don't think so.
A couple of Tennessee fans who may or may not have been pissed drunk, cannot confirm nor deny, figured out the Ohio State
pre-sale code. I did see
Booster
that.
Club pre-sale code.
Yeah.
Because it was literally like OSU 2024 or something like that. It was something super fucking simple. And they've also they've gotten it renamed on Google Maps to Neyland North. So funny shit out of those Vol fans. What's the temperature gonna be? There's a southern team going north. I will say that it does get cold in Tennessee. It does get, it's been pretty cold down here the last week. It's going to be in the 20s. It's been in the 20s down here the last couple weeks. So, these Tennessee boys definitely have some, I would have thrown them outside and said, hey, fuckers, that's what we're playing in. Get outside, get used to it.
Yeah, I like Tennessee kind of for that reason, Josh. I think Tennessee is going to be a little bit more prepared for the cold than some of these other teams. I think that's one of the reasons I'm going to go with them. I think 7.5 is a few too many points, and we know how Ryan Day can be in big games, and I think I'm out on Ryan Day.
Yeah, everyone should be. It'd be so funny if he went and won the Natty, though, because then they can't fire him.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny. It's kind of like James Franklin from Penn State, honestly. He can't win big games either.
Right.
Fucking Kirk Ferentz struggles to win games in general. No, I'm with you. Ryan Day and his eyelashes with his mascara struggle to win important football games. I do think this is going to be a low-scoring affair just because it's two really good defenses. The point total of 46.5 kind of tells you that. Also going to be cold. The sun is going to be down for this game, so it's going to be even colder.
True.
The one thing I'm curious about is Ohio State has so many weapons, and I don't think they've ever really everything's really come together for them at all this year. Really in any of the games they've played. So there's always that X factor for them. Like, what if all these guys that are going to be day one, day two picks just gel for one game? But I'll take Tennessee in the hook. Tyler likes Indiana +7. We'll give him the 7.5. SMU +9. Texas -12 and Tennessee +7.5.
This episode of Show Me the Money is brought to you by Tavern Sports, your place to get fun sports content, sportsbook lines and parlays, and of course food reviews with Big E's Ballpark Bites. You can follow Tavern Sports on Instagram at Tavern Sports 2023, TikTok at Tavern.Sports, and Twitter at Tavern Sports 23.
Welcome back to Show Me the Money. We are going to hop right into our NFL picks. We got Texans and Chiefs. This is a Saturday game, so a little bit weird here.
Yeah, I don't like that they're mixing college and NFL. Like, I get
Agreed.
Traditionally college doesn't play on this Saturday, and all the NFL teams are playing, so you have to have some games on Saturday, otherwise it just gorges the Sunday slate. Like, I get it. And also with Wednesday games next week, like, you have to have some games here. Doesn't mean I have to like it. It does not mean I have to like it. Important to note, all four of these teams that are playing on Saturday are also playing on Christmas Day.
So it's going to be a busy week for those guys.
Yeah. But I mean, it's going to be just like playing on a Sunday to a Thursday.
True.
But you have to play on Christmas, which sucks.
Yep. Well, Chiefs Texans, Chiefs home game, -3.5 for them. I think I got to ride that way. I think the refs.
You're on the bad guys.
I'm on the ref side.
You're on the bad guys.
You can say I'm on the bad guys. I'm totally okay with that. But the Texans haven't been that elite team that we all were hoping that they were going to be this year.
Have the Chiefs?
No, but the refs, they still have the refs. The Chiefs have been awful. They've not awful. The Chiefs have had the refs. They've had some major injuries, but at the end of the day, they're the Chiefs. They're gonna get the calls that they need.
I mean, the only contending team that the Chiefs have beat all year was week 1 against the Ravens, where they could have lost on the last play if the guy didn't step on the line. Also, the refs. You remember at the beginning of the season, they were really hammering that illegal formation penalty, and they called like 8 on the Ravens and none on the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs' left tackles was too far back the entire game. But yeah, I mean, they also almost lost to the Bengals, who are dog pissed this year. Like, the Chiefs are not a good team. They're just not. And also, Mahomes is a little hobbled right now. We saw what happened when they played the Bills. I mean, the Bills whooped them by 9. The Chiefs will get theirs in the playoffs. Fuck you, John. But the Chiefs aren't getting this one. It's going to be the Texans. That's all I have to say about that.
Chiefs home game advantage, man. All right, well, let's head into Steelers-Ravens is the next game. This game in Baltimore. So it's going to be a 6.5-point spread at home for the Ravens. It's going to be a chilly one there, I'm sure. All the way out to Baltimore? Oof. Although, is that stadium indoors, or are they? They're
oh, God, no.
They? Yeah.
Yeah, M&T Bank is wide open.
That's what I thought. Man, 6.5 is a lot. I got to go with the Steelers. I think Steelers, we mentioned it last week, TJ Watt got hurt, but I still think that the Steelers are capable of covering this spread, 6.5 points.
Steelers won this one outright earlier in the year when they played, which was not cool. It was also just a really bad game, really defensive game. But without TJ, Lamar's going to be run all over these fools. Give me Lamar and the Ravens. It's not. I don't even have to buy through the touchdown. It's great.
Well, next game, Josh, you got the Lions and Bears.
I think. Sorry, just to backpedal 1 second. I think it's also for the division lead in the NFC North
Steelers are
or
10
in the
10
AFC
and
North.
3. I think Ravens are 9 and 4, 9 and 5.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you're
So
right.
this would be. I don't know how the tiebreakers work, but they would
I'm
end
not
up
sure
tied
either.
if the Ravens win.
Yeah. Bears Lions 6.5 points. That's not even close to enough points. I might double dip on this Lions game here. Give me Lions -6.5.
We kept it close last time, brother.
You won't this time, brother. Your team's
No, fuck no, we
close.
won't. No, we're so bad. We're so fucking bad. I will say this though, little look ahead. A certain member of this podcast who's not here, who can't hit a lock to save his fucking life, did take the Lions here. So,
You never know.
but I'll be on the Lions. I mean, the Bears are a fucking joke, dude. It's
Agreed.
take Laporta over everything because we haven't stopped a single top caliber tight end the last 2 weeks. So,
For sure.
I mean, Kittle shit on our chests and Hawkinson shit on our chests. Like,
I'll shit on your chest next.
pass. Double it, give it to the next person.
Well, fourth game we got here, 49ers versus the Dolphins. You specifically had wanted to talk this game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Both teams are on the outside looking in at the moment. Not by
Yeah,
much,
I mean,
but
I only wanted to talk about it because the NFC West can't decide who is the worst. Currently it is the 49ers, and they're going to need some help. They both kind of need help, and it really starts with winning this game. I don't know. My fantasy team wants Tua to play well, very badly. And Waddle. Like if we get Tua Waddle to combine for like 2 tuds, that'd be a nice 24 points for the fantasy team in the playoffs. I would love that.
I don't think this game could matter less for me.
Matters
I-
everything for me. I just told you why.
Yeah, that's true. I think I will go with the Dolphins though. It's a home game. Dolphins always play well at home, especially at this time of the year. If this game was in San Francisco, I'd be a little bit more concerned. But I think the home field advantage is going to play a factor here.
Yeah, so both of these teams are on the bubble with a less than 1% chance to make the play. No, sorry. If the Dolphins win, they have an 11% chance. The Niners, their tiebreakers are very, very bad. The West is still wide open, though. But they need a lot of help. Is kind of what it comes down to. But they
Okay.
got right against the Bears last week. I think they continue their get right here and knock the Dolphins effectively out of the playoffs and kind of ruin both teams' seasons.
So you're picking Dolphins here.
No, I'm Niners.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
Listen to my words.
I just misheard. Okay. Well, we got next game.
just wanted to mention this one.
Okay.
Ravens at Texans. It's on Christmas Day. There is a line. It's not. It's definitely gonna change. It's a 3-point line right now in favor of the Ravens.
Okay.
I just can't wait to sit down and watch this game. We're not gonna have another show before it, so I wanted to mention it. I don't know. Probably
It's
the
gonna be a good
Ravens.
one.
I like the Ravens. The Ravens are a pretty good team.
I agree. It's going to be a really good one, Josh. I actually like this game on here.
If you want to look ahead and pick, I will take the Ravens minus the 3.
Oh, I think I was actually looking at Texans plus the 3.
Fair enough. Fucking Duke's up next week, bitch. Also, the Bears play on Christmas Eve. We mentioned that a little bit, but we're not going to talk about. We're not gonna see you guys again until after that. They are 2.5-point dogs to the Seahawks at home. I will take the Bears on that one.
You're disgusting.
We got to get one more. We just have to.
Just not convinced by that.
That's fine. Let's take an ad break and then we'll get some locks and get out of here.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you tired of the same old boring shirts? Well, we've got something exciting for you. Introducing the Tavern Sports Pocket Tee, where style meets passion for the game. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just like the environment, Tavern Sports has got you covered, literally. The best part, because you're listening to Show Me the Money, you can use the code $$ to get 15% off today. So what are you waiting for? Head over to tavern-sports.square.site right now and elevate your game day experience. Tavern Sports. Beer, betting, sports.
All right, welcome back to the Show Me the Money podcast. We have our final segment of this episode. We have our Lock of the Week, everybody's favorite segment, of course.
Not Tyler's.
Not Tyler's. I mean, you should fade his ass usually. Although I felt the same way about him last week. I thought maybe he was going to hit a really good one, and he got fucking smoked in it. So we'll see. I like his pick this week. He's actually going to ride the Lions at -6.5. So Lions over the Bears -6.5. Love the pick. I loved it last week too, and it fucking lost. So he's a little bit of a jinx at what is he, 4-12, 4-10?
Can I counterlock him? Is that allowed?
I mean,
seems fair or seems free.
We have done it before, but that means that you're putting money on the Bears. Is that really something that you want to do?
I've lost plenty of money on the Bears. I'll continue to do it. No, that's not what I'm locking. I was just messing around.
Cole is going to go with the Indiana and Notre Dame over of 51.5. I think you and I were both against that.
Yeah, I'm definitely against that. Two really good defenses, and it's going to be cold. And you said there's a chance of snow. You said that's where? South Bend?
31 degrees in South Bend. So in home of Notre Dame.
Hang on. I'm going to pull up the weather app. South Bend. That's tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
No, it's supposed to snow in the morning.
Twitter fucking lied to me.
I mean, it could have moved, but
fucking horse shit.
But yeah, it looks like a little dusting overnight tonight, but nothing crazy. I mean, the kids are going to school tomorrow, so
okay. Well, let's take a look at John's lock. John is gonna lock Panthers 5.5.
That's crazy.
Who the fuck is putting?
I have no clue.
I would trust the Bears with my money more than I would the Panthers.
That's crazy. That's actual crazy talk. They play the Cardinals.
I would still trust the Bears over the Panthers. Maybe not this.
Are they like?
Maybe not this.
Are
week.
they like an ATS fiend or something?
I don't believe so.
Hang on, let me look. You skipped Clark's. If you want to go back and grab that while I figure out what is going on.
Sure. Clark is going to take Notre Dame to cover 5.5, so he's buying a couple of points down. I'm 5.5 actually isn't a bad spread. I don't hate that one. I would let my feelings get in the way of myself if I was going to actually bet that spread. So I personally am going to stay away from that game, but I would trust Indiana to cover 7.5, which is where the line officially is.
The only reason I like Indiana in that game is because of the hook. So buying it down 2 points. Are we even sure he can do that? Did we check?
I'm sure he checked. He's usually pretty good at it.
Whatever, I guess. He'll probably hit it. I hope he doesn't. I would love for Indiana to win that game, but yeah. I like the pick from Clark. John's pick still makes no sense to me. They're not a covering fee. I mean, they're 6-8, and when you're 3-11, that's pretty good of a cover percentage compared to your win percentage at least. But Arizona covers is 9-5 ATS this year. So
Yeah.
John knows something we don't, I guess. I don't know.
Or he don't know shit.
Well, John don't know ball. It's been confirmed.
Well, Josh, let me tell you what. We didn't get a pick from Parker, but I have my pick. And I got to ride with Tennessee. I like Tennessee over Ohio State at 7.5. So Tennessee to cover 7.5 as an underdog, that tickles my balls a little bit.
I mean, do we want to give Parker Indiana plus
Yeah,
7.5?
We can let's give Parker Indiana 7.5. If he ends up not wanting it, that seems like a pick he would make. If he ends up not wanting it, we won't count it. But
Yeah, but
for the sake of the podcast, we'll give Parker plus 7.5 to Indiana.
that's 3 different locks on that game, and they can all hit. Every single one of them can hit. So
Yeah, that is true. That's disgusting, but yeah, it's true. Josh, what is your lock of the week, sir?
Bowling Green minus 6.5. They made me money a little bit earlier in the year. Again, this will be on. This is on Christmas Eve, so I can't be in the casino while it's going on. Marshall will be pissed. Or no, it's on the 26th. I'm watching at the blackjack table. I'll be watching this game at the blackjack table. I promise you.
Might have to do the same. That sounds like a blast.
Come through. Come hang out with me. We'll lose all our money, and we'll watch this game. I'm so excited. Oh my God, my Thursday just got filled up. That's great. I love it.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Show Me the Money. We will see you on the next one.
Show me the money!